What it is. Oh, there. Everybody. This is a late night update about the YouTube shooter. For those of you who were looking for updates from Lift the Veil earlier, you got to see a live stream of what was going on at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California, on the San Francisco Peninsula, where real estate is very expensive. A young Iranian lady named Nasim Aghdam, apparently, came from Riverside County, to shoot her boyfriend and shot some other people and then shot herself. I'm going to give you the story on it. First of all, for those of you who aren't familiar, I'm Nathan Stoltman. I'm your host. Over my shoulder, hiding somehow within that blanket, is the producer of the show, Doshi. Don't wake him. He just got here too. He was ready for the late night show, unlike the show earlier. This show is sponsored by Truth Revolution Clothing, truthclothing.io, which I'd have to do at every show. Thanks for bearing with me. Truthclothing.io. Those are the 3 featured shirts on the front page: Russian Bot, Mostly Real, and Truth Matters. Truth Matters, which I'm wearing right now. There are also stickers, mugs, and more merchandise there for everybody who loves to support this kind of thing, this kind of breaking news. I would ask you to super chat, but we don't have that available on this channel because we were demonetized. I'm trying to think of the things you can't say. I'm trying to think of all the things you can't say about a YouTube shooter. And a few of the things we won't say for sure tonight is that it was fake. We're definitely not going to say that. And we might not even believe that. So we're going to stay away from that entirely and just focus on the real story. The real story that we're being told. Interesting details in the story. One very interesting detail, which I highlighted in my piece earlier today, was that when the first police officer to give a statement and take questions of the event, he said that one of the injured people, you'll have to go back and listen to this, one of the people who was injured, the survivors, was injured with an apparently self-inflicted gunshot wound. This detail was then ignored or overlooked, or people just don't pay attention, when they're watching things on TV. This guy said one of the wounded, the living wounded, had an apparently self-inflicted gunshot wound. I don't mean to laugh. I just mean how that happened. If the shooter killed herself and there was only one shooter, I don't know. So just check that detail. It's really strange. The rest of the details on this person are also really strange. I put in the title to this video that she's mad about being demonetized on YouTube. Apparently she really was. So what I was going to say, you definitely can't say on YouTube, you can't glorify this woman. Which, if somebody, let's say that YouTubers are all mad about demonetization, somebody could suddenly come out and say, our hero, Nasim Aghdam. It would be funny in a way, but not something you could say. Satire is a really weird thing. Sometimes things that are very offensive are also kind of funny, like dogs that do a Heil Hitler, right? I think we can all agree on that, right? Just checking the chat. Does everybody agree on that? Sometimes satire and inappropriate humor help levitate, help add some levity to a situation that's otherwise very serious, like an active shooter at YouTube headquarters. There are just a lot of different ways this story could be spun. This person, I'll read from the Zero Hedge article, okay? Just to get you guys up to speed. YouTube shooter identified as Nasim You're going to see, hopefully you saw the picture I used in the title screen. I just think the picture is funny. I think it's funny. I mean, I can say that. This is a tragic situation. Out of tragic situations sometimes are some details that people find curious. And my heart goes out to all the victims. Thank God they all survived. I'll read from the article. As it turns out, Tuesday's shooting at YouTube headquarters, which has so far resulted in 0 deaths, other than that of the shooter who committed suicide, had nothing to do with domestic violence and everything to do with blowback to YouTube's demonetization efforts, as many initially feared. The shooter was identified as Nasim Aghdam, who slammed YouTube for purportedly censoring her after she claimed that they demonetized her channels, including an exercise one devoted to exercise videos and another devoted to veganism. Aghdam channeled her anger toward YouTube in a paranoid manifesto published online. She wrote in her, and I'll read that paranoid manifesto to you and see if you want to call it a manifesto. I'm going to show you her website, which is still up. She identified herself as an Iranian activist as well as an animal rights activist. Shortly after she was identified, photos of her holding signs with anti-YouTube messages were found online and shared. This sign says, YouTube dictatorship, hidden policy, promote stupidity, discrimination, suppression of truth, underlined. With a link to her website, share if you hate discrimination. Nothing on that sign I can disagree with. Not a lot in her views, actually, I can disagree with. An animal activist. I showed you in her picture in the title screen holding a bunny rabbit with devil eyes with a moon behind her. I'm going to show you that picture again. Here are some of the Instagram pictures. Jack Posobiec made a bunch of posts about it. One of her deleted YouTube channels, which I guess they've all been deleted, had a banner about the channel getting filtered and demonetized by YouTube. So apparently she had some personal animus towards YouTube. And I'm going to play this video because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen another video I'm going to play you either. I just wanted to get you the news ASAP. So that's what you count on this channel for. That false flag that we would need, that we were going to blame on Iran to go to war with Iran. Do you think this is it? I'm not saying. I don't know. This is the big Iranian. It's not a fault. I'm not saying anything. I don't know what you can say on YouTube anymore. I'm just doing a video about stuff. I'm giving people the news that they came for.
My ninja look. When it comes to freedom of speech, do you think that Iran is better than USA or USA is better than Iran? درباره آزادی بیان فکر میکنید که ایران بهتر از آمریکاست یا آمریکا بهتر از ایرانه یا هیچ کدوم؟
Oh, some of that wasn't in English. I was zoning out looking at the chat and I realized I didn't understand what she was saying. I think the next video I'm going to play for you is in English. This is a video that somebody nipped off of one of her channels before it went dark. She comes across like a crazy person, but a crazy person that I have sympathy towards in a lot of her views, especially views toward YouTube. So I can really understand where she's coming from, especially in this day and age. My YouTube channel, my first one, was permanently demonetized the day after I monetized it. And I went on in several videos about how they were manipulating my traffic. And you can find many truthers and other YouTubers, animal rights activists, anti-vaxxers, any anti-establishment voices complaining about the same things day in and day out, never doing anything about it. Well, it seems like Nasim decided finally that she'd had enough. Let me play this video.
I'm being discriminated and filtered on YouTube, and I'm not the only one. So recently, they also attacked my Persian channel, Nasim Sabz, And if you go and check my videos, you see that my new videos hardly get views, and my old videos that used to get many views stopped getting views. So this is because I'm being filtered. And another thing, they age restricted my ab workout video.
Yeah. I'm telling you, truth is much stranger than fiction. I'm telling you today that truth is a lot stranger than fiction. There's no way I could have made up this story. And while it's not a funny situation, she is a funny character. Or she was a funny character. And I'm sorry that things happened the way they did. Because I wish I'd known about her channel earlier. Maybe if she had some friends that she could commiserate with about their shared experiences of demonetization, YouTube filtering, etc., then maybe she wouldn't have felt so alone. Maybe she wouldn't have felt so powerless and like she had to take things into her own hands and do something so heinous. A lot of people can relate with what Nassim went through on YouTube. And unfortunately, probably some are so frustrated with YouTube censorship that they can relate with the sick act that she took part in, allegedly, or apparently, I should say, per official reports.
A video that has nothing bad in it, nothing sensual. Why they did that? Because it got famous and was getting many views. So they age restricted that video to keep it from getting views. I contacted support team and they also said the same thing. There are some inappropriate things in your video. Videos like...
I'm telling you guys, I hadn't seen this video before. I'm telling you, this is really different than what I expected going into it. Different than what I expected when I went live to cover the news. I didn't expect to be watching exercise videos that apparently were getting famous before they were filtered out to keep them from getting views.
Many singers like Nicki Minaj, Miley, and many others have sensual scenes so inappropriate for children to watch, don't get age restricted. But my videos, my workout video gets age restricted. This is what they are doing to vegan activists. And
okay, nothing you haven't heard before from a million other truthers on YouTube. It's the same old story. Same old story. People upset about demonetization, about their views being shut down, about not being able to compete on YouTube, about PewDiePie. There are a lot of things that are frustrating about YouTube. And sometimes it can drive people to do things that you would never think they'd do. YouTube surely shoulders some of the responsibility for this event. This is the picture that I showed with the demonic bunny rabbit. I could have chosen the picture with the chicken. Just the lighting wasn't quite as good. It didn't have the same effect. That's what I chose for my title screen. I could have showed you this video of her doing squats.
یه حرکت قدرتی با هم
in
انجام
a
بدیم
teleporter.
ببینیم کی بیشتر میره. قابل توجه افرادی که فکر میکنن برای قوی بودن، ورزشکار بودن شما باید مواد حیوانی مصرف بکنید وگرنه ضعیف
Sorry,
میشید.
that's not in English. She's in a teleporter. Do you see it? Do you see what I'm talking about? And here, oh boy. This is a strange person. I wish I could have found out about her when she was still around. Just because I could make videos about her. And now I can't.
Do you dare not to kill for passion? Not not to wear bloody fashion.
Wow.
Not to sell your
That's like a vegan song that was playing in the background. This picture I could have used also with her with the lion. She's an animal rights activist. She's also against anal sex. If you just go through some of the videos to see what she's into, veganism, a lot of people who are into animal rescue and saving animals claim they're being censored or end up claiming gang stalking, etc. She's got videos posted from other YouTubers. One complaining about monetization, one complaining about popular culture. This is actually a video from Paul Joseph Watson.
Popular culture is more vulgar, vapid, self-absorbed, hedonistic, and dehumanizing than at any other time in living memory. Culture is supposed to be uplifting. It's supposed to infuse.
Okay, so that's kind of the way she felt. She has proof of her targeting from YouTube, like many of us do. We could complain all day long at this channel. We could complain all day long about what YouTube does to us. All day, every day. The only thing is it's boring to people. So we stopped. But we used to make videos showing how the numbers were messed up. But, you know, to be honest, I don't think anybody knows what's going on with the numbers at YouTube. I don't think anybody understands how it works. Because why? If they could manipulate the numbers, then why don't they do it all the time? You know? Why don't they just make sure none of the videos get views? Why don't they make sure that nobody sees you? It's really weird. So I stopped complaining about it. I didn't write what Zero Hedge, I guess. I don't know who else is calling this a manifesto. I wouldn't call it a manifesto. It's just a thing on her blog. This is her blog, NasimSabz.com, S-A-B-Z, Nasim, Nasimesabz.com. Still up. She's very Iranian, I would say. Iranian, Persian. Like I said, if the U.S. government had their way, if John Bolton has his way, this will be an attack on the nation by Iran and gives us reason for a preemptive strike. If John Bolton has his way. We'll see. Let me read you her manifesto. Be aware, dictatorship exists in all countries, but with different tactics. They only care for personal short-term profits and do anything to reach their goals, even by fooling simple-minded people, hiding the truth, manipulating science and everything, putting public mental and physical health at risk, abusing non-human animals, polluting environment, destroying family values, promoting materialism and sexual degeneration in the name of freedom, and turning people into programmed robots. Quote, make the lie big, keep it simple, keep saying it, and eventually they will believe it, unquote, Adolf Hitler. There is no free speech in real world, and you will be suppressed for telling the truth that is not supported by the system. Videos of targeted users are filtered and merely relegated so that people can hardly see their videos. There is no equal growth opportunity on YouTube or any other video sharing site. Your channel will grow if they want it to. I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of YouTubers who are going to be sympathetic to those words. A lot of YouTubers are going to be sympathetic to those words. A lot of YouTubers have said, in different words, have expressed the same sentiments. Does that mean that all YouTubers who are mad about demonetization will now be targeted as lone wolf mass shooting suspects, I guess, or potential actors in a mass shooting, active shooter situation? We'd love to know more about what drove this Iranian female to do such a thing, although we have the official reports coming out now. That's the update. I'm not going to, you know what I'm going to do? just because I'm already here and I'm already on Twitch. I'm just going to click over to Twitch for a second. Hoax Wars is live there right now. I wanted to give the update. Now it's in a digestible format so everybody can see it. Did I give an opinion? I'm careful to never even give an opinion. That way there's no way to say I said anything that was bullying or harassment. And there certainly wasn't. So let me know in the chat if you thought I crossed any lines. I don't think so. I reported on the news today. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me on this channel, which you might be on Lift the Veil Live. If it's live, I might post it to Lift the Veil also. It'll also go to all of my other platforms. And right now I'm going to go to Twitch, twitch.tv/lifttheveil411 to hang with my peeps that are watching me there right now. From me to you, from Doshi to everyone in the whole universe, that is what it is.